Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Vonique Toot, and this is NB12 for Wednesday, April 25th, 2012, broadcasting from the Cable 12 studios on Robinson Road. In news tonight, the three major political parties all holding mass rallies last night. Find out their latest promises to voters. Police reveal the latest crime statistics. The government signs a multi-million-dollar contract for closed-circuit television. We take a look at how controversial roadworks impacted this country's economic recovery. Plus, taxi drivers on Cable Beach are already fed up with a new system. We have those stories and much more coming up tonight. Your MB12 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. As Election Day nears, the Free National Movement took its campaign back to Grand Bahama last night, continuing its effort to sweep the 5 seats on that island. Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham used the opportunity to answer questions raised about an F&M candidate's nomination. He made it clear that South Beach candidate Monique Gomez isn't going anywhere. Jasmine Bonamy was there and filed this report.
While there were much celebrations afterwards, it was a much more serious tone during the rally as Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham decided to focus on the scandals he say plagued the PLP government.
And Ingraham started out the night doing just that, essentially calling the Progressive Liberal Party a scandal-riddled organization that has failed to deliver for the Bahamian people.
The PLP carnival of smoke and mirrors, make-believe and magic tricks is now on full display for all to see. When you pull back all the gimmicks and the show and tell, it's the same do nothing, never ready, scandal-ridden party you kicked out of office after a single term. Applying lipstick to the same old thing doesn't make it something new. If it walks, quacks, and sounds like the last PLP government, that's exactly what it is. They're now a bigger spectacle than the Christmas carnival. But all who decide to buy any ticket to go on that roller coaster and merry-go-round for 5 years, I assure you, you will pay dearly.
However, the F&M has had to deal with its own controversy in recent days concerning one of its candidates. Last night, the Prime Minister addressed questions surrounding the nomination of the F&M South Beach candidate Monique Gomez. The Democratic National Alliance has said it will challenge her nomination because the date on Gomez's declaration of qualification is April 16, 2011. The Parliamentary Act requires that the date on the form should be within 90 days prior to the nomination day. Gomez has since said the date on her declaration form was an obvious error. Ingraham calls questions concerning her nomination nothing more than desperate attempts to discredit Gomez.
In recent days, terrified at the traction achieved by Color Red, those who oppose us have begun grasping at straws to distract attention from the lack of leadership in their quarters. Their most recent feeble attempt is to question the nomination of the member of our candidate for South Beach, Monique Gomez, who will become a member of the House of Assembly following the general elections on May 7th, because the F&M win in South Beach next time.
Ingraham added that any issue with Gomez's nomination could only be determined in election court.
Pay no attention to the noise in the market. Nothing to it. Form is one thing, substance another. All issues relating to elections may only be determined in the election court after, not before an election. Losers pay, except if you are a PLP. They never pay.
Before leaving the stage, Ingraham asked his supporters and the undecided to cast their vote in the F&M's favor. General elections will be held on May 7th, but 7,000 people are expected to cast their vote on May 1st in the advanced polls, according to Ingraham. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Bonamy.
Well, just a mile away from the F&M rally, thousands of Progressive Liberal Party supporters gathered in downtown Freeport for that party's political event. There, opposition leader Perry Christie blasted the Prime Minister for insinuating that the PLP's large crowds are just an illusion.
That's the sign of a victory. Yeah. That's the sign of a victory.
PLP leader Perry Christie says he doesn't just hear the sound of victory. He sees it every time he looks into the growing crowd of party supporters. Last night, he asserted that Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham is suffering from a severe case of crowd envy. He was responding to Mr. Ingraham's claim that the opposition party is being deceptive in its portrayal of the crowds at its rallies. During the FNM's rally in North Andros on Monday night, Mr. Ingraham told supporters that there is a possibility that the PLP is filling in the blank spaces with holograms because it is unhappy with the size of some of the crowds attending its political events. Mr. Christie called those comments bizarre and insisted that the FNM leader hasn't seen anything yet.
A prime minister who is saying that the crowds are not real is a real pathetic case. Something wrong with him. These massive crowds are just getting to him. But Hubert, get used to it. Because we're going to get bigger as the days come closer. So when I say 12 days left, 10 days left, 8 days, look at the crowd just growing and growing and growing.
Instead of addressing challenges during the governing party's rally in North Andros, the opposition leader says the Prime Minister chose to ramble on about the enormous size of PLP crowds and wondering whether trick photography could be involved. Mr. Christie made it clear that the thousands of people attending his party's rallies are quite real.
Since Hubert Ingraham say we playing tricks with people and cameras and holograms and that he's seeing people or people seeing themselves who ain't been in no FNM rally in 2 years, but all of a sudden they seeing themselves. Hubert Ingraham seeing ghosts.
Mr. Christie says he believes that thousands of Bahamians are attending PLP rallies because they are excited about a new generation of PLP leaders, and they are ready for a government that knows how to fight crime and create jobs. While the PLP leader was addressing his party's Grand Bahama supporters, the Prime Minister was also in the nation's second city, announcing plans to provide mortgage relief for struggling homeowners facing foreclosure. Mr. Christie isn't buying it, though.
The FNM promised struggling homeowners, people who were losing their homes, and they promised them from October 2008 that they would bring help to them. But they never delivered not even a shred of help. You now know that the Progressive Liberal Party has put forward a plan to provide help.
Meantime, here in New Providence, the Democratic National Alliance held a mass rally in Camp Road. Party leader Bramwell McCartney accused both the FNM and PLP of failing to improve the living conditions of Bahamians in grassroots areas. Over the past week, the Prime Minister has visited Bainstown and Grantstown, Centerville and Anglerston, three constituencies considered to be PLP strongholds. He pledged better representation by the FNM to the residents of those areas. However, PLP leaders claim the Prime Minister is only pretending to care about inner-city communities. McCartney says both sides should be ashamed.
The FNM has been in power for 15 of the last 20 years. And they did nothing to help the grassroots areas in the Bahamas because they say the grassroots areas voted for the PLP. The PLP has been in power for 5 years and they did nothing. They did nothing to help the people in the grassroots areas. Look at where you are. The facts speak for themselves. The PLP got excuse after excuse after excuse. They talk. They talk all the time. They're good at talking, but no action. No action. They can't deliver nothing. The PLP is good for that, you know. They don't deliver on anything. Hubert Ingraham and Perry Christie, they playing games with your lives.
If elected to power, the DNA pledges to restore dignity to those communities.
Ingraham and Christie have created a dependent society. A dependent society. They want you to depend on them so they can't control you. The DNA is the only political party that believes in empowering Bahamians.